Hi, welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Ryan Selvey. Very excited to be joined by Matthew Chokro. And
Yes,
how you doing?
I am doing well. There's great weather here in Los Angeles right now. I had actually just come back off the heels of a Yosemite trip, so I'm actually very excited to dive into what we're doing today. But yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm
what?
Matthew Tjokro.
Well, actually, even before then, before we dive into what we're working on today, do you just want to give a quick, in case someone has not met you before or seen your work before, a little elevator pitch of yourself as an artist?
Sure, yeah. Hello, everybody. I am a graphic designer and illustrator. I mainly produce for entertainment, so I've worked a lot with like Disney in the past. I've worked a lot with Adobe. So I'm kind of very excited to kind of just dive into this project here today. We're going to be going over some wintertime branding and how we incorporate like storytelling into those. So we'll be using Firefly Boards, bringing that into Illustrator, and then finishing it all off in Express. So we'll make like a little graphic that's related to what we'll be making today. But yeah.
We're gonna be
Using
hopping
Firefly.
all over the place today, right?
Oh gosh. No, yeah, we're gonna be covering a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, we're gonna be using Firefly boards to really just start something new from scratch. So whenever you're ready, Ryan, we'll jump into it.
Yeah, all right, let's go get right into it. Right now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share your screen. Looks like we
Cool.
have Firefly boards already up here.
Yeah. So
And
we'll start something new here. So I'm just gonna hit that. So I kind of have something in mind. So we're just going to start from scratch. Let's see, I'm going to hit generate image. And then I really want to do, and I've kind of been wanting to do this for a while, so this is a great excuse to dive into it. Kind of like a winter lodge almost, a winter lodge resort for skiing and whatnot, and make that something that's so magical. So
do you
I
ski
kind
or
of did.
snowboard?
I do not because
You
I
do
am
not. All right, so
terrified.
you are an outsider here. Here we go. All right, guys,
I know,
we're gonna
dude.
get people angry in the chat.
I will like I will like go to places where people ski and only watch people ski. I'm there for like the vibes, the ambiance, and really that's it. Because I am so terrified of doing anything extreme or past my threshold. But yeah, let's jump into this right now. So I'm just gonna type ski lodge resort. And I'm just very curious to see what it'll kind of pop right off the get-go. So it is generating off of Gemini 2.5. There's a whole lot of drop-down options here for anyone interested in diving into Firefly boards as we go along here today. So
And
yeah,
as you do
whoops.
that, I have created a poll on the YouTube chat because we are live on YouTube and Behance. Hello
Right,
to
right,
Nick
right.
and Jacob. And Jacob, thank you for moderating. I appreciate you. I have a poll which we have skiing,
Mhm.
snowboarding, sledding, or dog. And I would love to hear what people are interested in most and see where people are. Right now, it's only 2 votes, mind you, because I literally just put it up. But
Right
we're at
on.
100% snowboarding. So
Okay,
take
okay.
that
So
as you
then we'll
will.
we'll say a snowboarding resort or a wintertime resort. I have a great name picked out, so which I will mention later. But in case anyone has anything better, feel free to drop it in the chat. And Ryan, please ping me or please let me know when we start kind of developing things in. So this has already given us this really beautiful image, just the sunrise or sunset peering over the mountains right next to kind of the ski. Is it pistes, I think is what they're called. Um, so
The,
there's
the
that's really
peaks?
cool.
The
Yeah,
peak?
I think so.
Yeah, you
Um,
got it.
and then I'm hoping a heated pool kind of right next door
It's
with this
steaming,
beautiful,
so you would
it
have
is
to
steaming,
assume, right?
which
Like,
is honestly really crazy that's able to even incorporate that. So I'm gonna generate a new image here now that I kind of know what it's generating at least right now. So I'm very curious. Let's do an aerial, a 3/4 view of a I want the ski lodge to kind of be large. I'm kind of thinking about like again, I'm coming off the heels of this Yosemite trip. I got to see I think it's the Awani Hotel in Yosemite, which is a very old hotel, and it has these really nice tiers to it. I think it's roughly like 5 to 6 stories tall, but different parts of it are layered and tiered, almost like a really cool cake. So I'm going to try to incorporate that here. So quarter views of a ski lot of a and just dropping in all these adjectives: rustic, let's see, arts and crafts, and just describing this architectural style and bungalow, ski resort. And I'm just gonna put a period there. Just this is just mainly for my own organization. And
right.
then we're gonna drop. Four, let's do 6 stories tall maximum
Oh, this is a high
and
rise.
yep. 6 stories tall at a maximum and 2 stories tall at a minimum. I'm just gonna put another description just at the top here. Layered, um, layered, or let's say like a tiered almost. Um,
Also, Dino has joined us in the chat saying snowboarding all the way. I'll take my chances.
you know,
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
have to pick up snowboarding then. I'll have to give it a shot at least, and
I will
you'll see
say
a
I
video of
know how
me.
to snowboard. I'm in the
Do you?
snowboard. My husband's family, all like 6 or 7 of them ski, and I need to learn how to ski as soon as possible because
Is it a East and West Coast thing? Because I think I say that, but I don't know how to surfboard, so
yeah,
there's
yeah.
all of
What are you
that.
doing? What are you doing? What aren't you in California?
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the beach and
Sitting
enjoying.
on the beach or sitting in the
Um,
ski lodge, like you're just
exactly.
you're an
I'm
observer.
just vibing. That's exactly what I do. So we have this tiered levels at 6 stories tall maximum, 2 stories tall at a minimum. I'm gonna go back to this, but I want to just generate and see what it'll provide me right now.
Okay. And for people who are watching, you're going through your prompt here. What do you mean when you're saying 3/4 quarters view? What are you expecting?
So it's kind of similar to what we're being provided here, but it's kind of like, whoa,
Whoa, this looks
it's
like Game of
crazy.
Thrones.
It does look like Game of Thrones. Wow.
It's a
Yeah, so
palace.
this I love that this is kind of coming off the slope of the mountain, incorporating that into its general feel, which oh my gosh, do you see the river? That is so Game of Thrones.
Oh, I love. They have a
Um,
moat. There is no one penetrating this ski resort or this snowboard
Not
resort.
not at all. In fact, this is I'm so happy with this. I thought we'd take a lot longer. But
Yeah.
anyways, kind of going back to your question. So, to let's say if we were to pitch the ski resort, right? We want to kind of come into this pitch with an angled shot that will show everything that we want to show. And at least to me, like it's almost like we're coming off like the cloud, like coming out from the clouds and coming in to this grandiose hotel. So it's off the bat, we're kind of being shown so much of what this hotel provides between, and I didn't even put this in here. I was going to put it into kind of my prompts after this, where we had this giant atrium kind of sitting at the top of this like layered tiered hotel right at the base of this mountain. But at the same time, we have the ski lifts on the side to inform whoever's seeing that this piece of generated art that this is a ski resort. This isn't just like a wintertime lodge that you kind of retreat to. No, there's so many activities to get done here. But I think there's going to be some issues for guests coming in kind of right off the bat. We don't see any roads coming in here, so I guess like its generation is like, oh, like maybe you're gonna like swim here in like
Well,
30
there's
degree, 20
also
degree weather.
when you go to the big ski lodges and stuff, and you can kind of see here what's interesting in this image
Yeah,
here is you have a ski lift that is passing the lodge itself.
yeah,
Um, very cool and also very stressful to me is that when I was out in Colorado, there are places that like you go all the way up the mountain and then halfway down the mountain you can stop and get like a beer or a pancake.
that's
And the
hilarious.
only way that you can get to it is if you snowboard or you ski to it. The size of this behemoth, that would be wild if the only way to get there was to take the chairlift and then ski down, but that is an option. Always an
Exactly
option.
that. So to help with people just like me that aren't trying to get on the ski lift, that are just trying to watch the ski lift past as you go,
Yeah.
I'm almost curious if we can edit this right now and let's insert something new. So we're gonna kind of take our brush here. I'm gonna just I don't know what size brush it is. Oh, it's not popping up right now. I think I'm just gonna have to try that again. Oh, is
Yep.
that it?
But you're just going through the editing function right here. And
Yes,
so you
just
can do
editing
insert,
function, and I'm
remove,
gonna.
expand.
Yep, here we
Also hello
go.
to Mike and to Andrew Hockrottle. Thanks for being here, Andrew. I
Hello,
figured you'd
guys.
show up for this stream. Uh,
Aw.
he
So we're just gonna,
says,
unfortunately, oh, this is honestly so cool. So I'm so sad that we're getting rid of it. So I'm glad that it's kind of saved in the archives of what I'm generating here. But yeah, I'm going to remove this. Man,
mm,
I don't want to remove the bridge because or like that. Yeah, I don't want to remove that bridge. It's actually so cool. But I'm gonna see if we can make this into a roadway here. So just
it's,
doing that, and let's describe roadway entrance into the hotel. So honestly, I kind of had an idea in mind on what I initially wanted. I kind of wanted this overhang The actual term, I had to look this up, is Porto Cochere, which is kind
Whoa.
of an overhang right above a driveway of a hotel.
Okay.
But this is giving me this great idea of what if that was actually kind of inside the hotel, and I think that's really cool too, because if it's really cold, it'll kind of warm you up kind of instantly as you enter. And I would assume it's not on me. You know, I would assume whatever engineers of this massive ski lodge here would
This
would
trillion
figure
dollar
out how
ski
to have those
lodge.
exhausts and whatnot leave that entrance way. So okay, let me jump back into this. So roadway entrance into the hotel, and I'm just gonna see what this will give me. It's gonna give me three, four options to kind of pick and choose from, and then we'll kind of see what we're gonna get from there.
Also, Andrew is saying the tabs you have open are Express, Boards, and Adobe Fonts, the trifecta.
Oh, the trifecta, which we will
The
be
three
jumping into.
horsemen.
The three horsemen, exactly that. Oh, oh yes, this is exactly what kind of I was looking for here. Oh, this
Oh,
one's
cool.
nice.
Well, I like the one that
Let's.
is showing that like it's been well, shame on the resort. They have not plowed their tunnel into the
Yeah, I know
resort,
they
but
have not thoroughly plowed what needs to be done. Let's see. Oh man, I am. Let's maybe go with. Oh
what kind of
man,
how strong of an infrastructure are you looking for is the real question here.
I know, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking about too. But I'm kind of in love with this. Let's almost see if we can we like let's see. I want to convince again whoever is that is kind of seeing this as their first introduction into this what would be this concept generated piece. Kind of people are kind of coming in and out. So let's see if we can add like a car.
Yeah, are we
Just
selling
like
this to investors or are we selling this as like a promotional marketing campaign to have someone come visit our resort?
what do you think? What do you guys think? What's happening here?
I mean,
I'm
if
honestly
we're
not
selling this to
sure.
investors, we have a trillionaire on our hands. So that I mean, that in itself is its own exploration. But also,
Entirely.
there have
No,
been some really fun
then
branding of ski resorts and how they've changed over the years too, which has been really interesting.
yeah, it's been kind of interesting to see even in like all design trends, kind of what comes and goes.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Oh, wow.
We
I
also have a
think
lot of
these are
influence right now with the Olympics coming right up. They start at the end of this week,
yeah, yeah,
and that's
very
got a
true.
big skiing and situation there. I've seen a lot of references to
Oh man.
more vintage pieces for kind of the apparel for the American team, and also referencing old ski lodges from like the 70s and their branding in creating some of the stuff there, which is really nice. Andrew
Mm.
says 1,000,000% timeshares. Reverb Mike is also suggesting timeshares. So I guess we should be selling some timeshares, and that is who we are talking to. So just keeping that in mind. Um,
Cool.
oh, looks like we got a luxury vehicle. So
We
I
do
mean, I
have a
guess
luxury vehicle.
that
It's
is
it's
showing
already
up.
kind of capturing the vibe of what we have on here. And I'm gonna want, I think, just maybe like we'll try to do like a let's see, luxury camper bus. It's just giving me something rectangular to convince at least whatever investors that again we're pitching to, or maybe we're just pitching to Andrew. Um, how many people are actually coming in and out of this lodge? Because maybe people can't actually afford to stay here on a day-to-day basis. Maybe they're just coming here for the day. So it's providing um, kind of wow.
We're
Um,
just gonna ship them over from the
from God
closest
knows
Marriott
where.
hotel.
Exactly. And then just adding one more, like it's just asking for it. But this bend, you want to see a car kind of pass through here. Let's see. I'm just gonna
And this
put
is cool because
car
we're
because it's
using the edit feature that is just built directly into Firefly Boards, where you don't have to regenerate the whole image in order to get variations. It's kind of working similar to if you're in Photoshop and using generative fill. This is giving you a similar feeling here.
yeah, maybe this one. This one looks like a little bit like a collision, so I'm just gonna ignore that one.
Yeah,
But this one's good. And
that guy's
actually, yeah,
tailgating the other guy.
I know he's like,
He's like,
trying to get in. Also driving on the wrong side of the road. Or is it no, the
no, the other
bus
guy's
is
right on
driving
top of
the
the road.
yeah,
It
the
depends.
bus
We
is
don't know
driving
where we
the
are in the world. We could be.
no,
We could
not
be.
entirely. No. We could be in a fictional country for all we know. And that might be for the best. So
Maybe for the best.
we're gonna do that. And I think just I'm spending so much time because I'm like, this is really good, and I just want to take this the next level up.
For sure. We got
So
plenty of
I'm
time. We're
gonna
still here for
add
another like 40 minutes or so. So we're
Okay,
doing good.
good, 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 good. I know we're trying to spend some time in Illustrator and Express here, so not trying to spend too much time in the board,
Okay.
especially when we have something just so good now.
All
Let's see.
right.
Let's
Well,
do I don't want to it seems like using the edit function with just smaller words has actually yielded me better results than going something super complicated like I did even describing how we got here. So I'm just going to type in
okay.
river, see what it gives me, and then if not, I can just try again. And that I think that's
Surprise,
kind of the
guys.
beauty
We're
of
in
doing this.
Venice. Okay. This is the Venice ski resort snowboarding lodge. Timeshares now for sale. Andrew's saying for $20, he wants 5%, and he's in. Thank you, Shark Tank. Thank you, Andrew Hawkrattle. Reaver Mike is also saying you have to arrive via helicopter. But no, I'd say we're gonna arrive via cruise line via this river boat
Oh gosh, yeah,
coming down the
man,
way.
that would be nice. Oh, you're giving me way too many ideas, but I'll stick with this river for now. And honestly, this is giving this is it's crazy how good this generation even kind of came out, and I'm so stoked with this, and I actually want to see more of this image we have here. So I'm just trying to find my cursor. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do a generative expand. So what we can do here is let's see. How do I edit? So edit. Where's expand? So I want to see maybe more of kind of this upper portion here. So let's just generate, kind of see what it will give me. I'm just wanting to center almost the center mass of this image. So let's do expand and just
Yeah,
see
because
what
one
it
of the
gives me
things that
off the
you
bat.
really focus on in your work and your the field of expertise is the storytelling element and being able to really frame something in the same way that you would maybe like the exposition shot of like a film or maybe some sort of like narrative. Oh, that's cool. It added a bunch of like trees around the side to then continue to like center this
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, man, these are pretty good. I'll go with this one. I like that we're still getting that sunlight off the top and it's still shining down literally onto this resort. Again, we're playing again with those storytelling elements that you were talking about. How can we frame this? How can we center this in a way in quite literally a bright light? So we're genuinely going to do that. And again, it's so cool that I didn't even have to do that. It generated this. This is our second gen. We're two generations in, and it's so cool to think about how the Firefly model has just been improved even over the last 2 years since it was introduced. And it's crazy to think the potential that this still has. So yeah, off the bat, off our generation, this one is pretty good. I like that it kind of keeps this like almost like if you're following my cursor here, it curves here, so it's just hugging the lodge just a little bit. Oop.
Yep.
But it is, and honestly, you can't even fault the AI for this, but now our ski lift is running straight into the mountain. So I'm
You know
again,
it
I don't want to
has
spend too
to.
much. I know, right? Maybe it's just going into the mountain. Maybe there's like a hologram that you can't see. This could be the future for all we know. So I'm just gonna try one more time. Let's see. Um, oh man, I'm really hoping this will get it right. And if not, I'm just gonna leave it as is. Let's see. Hopefully, I feel like at least one generation will try to maybe borrow from the rest of this, but if not, totally okay. I think this is a great place to even just kind of leave off of to jump into Illustrator and then make a few icons and then drop those icons and whatever we're able to come up with into Express using kind of the libraries function. Oh wow, it's actually
Great.
connecting to this. Okay. Oh
Okay.
wow.
Added a lot more people in that ski lift. Wow, it's really heavy over there. Oh, and then it turns
Exactly,
into a
exactly.
bungalow.
We're trying to show more people coming in and out of here. Man, that's really good.
Well, the
Um,
winner of the poll right now with 78% still, because we got
oh,
a handful of more votes, is still snowboarding. So it
wow.
looks like maybe those.
I have been skiing. I have not been snowboarding. Um, yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like having those. I don't know what they're called, but
Low
to me, they're
poles,
like the handles.
the handles. Yeah.
Yeah. Just having that helps a lot for me, I think mentally. But I think this is really good. I'm going to go ahead and oh wow, yeah, we have the content credentials to show that this was indeed generated by AI. But I'm going to take this and let's see, how do I know that there's that I can download this straight. I cannot
Yep.
find,
So if you hold that right there, to your left,
yep,
right there, to your left, right there. Wait, nope.
left.
It's in the actual board. So yeah, right to the right of crop.
Oh
Oh,
man.
you are circling it. There it is.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm so used to just seeing it
The
under
lid, the lid, the
under the
lid.
lid. Yeah. So now I've downloaded it here and I'm kind of ready to jump into Illustrator. I have a completely blank board here because we're just gonna fully jump into this. Let me just find my kind of Finder window here, and I'm just gonna drag that down, get dropped into my downloads folder. I am going to download that and into here. Oof, man. Oh, that's so cool. And then maybe in Lightroom you could bump up the colors and whatnot, but this is a pretty good sell overall. And even just to show kind of I was playing around with this kind of before. Here's a previous generation I did download, which
Oh,
includes
cool.
more Art Nouveau elements. And honestly, like it was something I wanted to include here, but I think what we have now is honestly just maybe even a smidge better. But in this
But also
generation,
that arch.
I was kind
Love
of
that arch.
focusing on the exterior beams. I think a huge part of that rustic look that really helps is exposed beamwork. But also I asked the Firefly boards. So like, hey, I really like the arches of Art Nouveau. So if you could incorporate those elements into here, and you could definitely see that here, and these like little like floral elements too, just coming off the railing here. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. But yeah, that's kind of what I was initially planning for. But I think the tiered and working off of the mountain really just works so well. And I think the resorts and structures that really speak out to me are ones that are hanging off of a cliff.
Yeah.
So this almost integrates that just in some ways. So yeah, let's kind of jump into here. So what are some activities? I mean, we've kind of already talked about snowboarding. So maybe to save on time that we so lost in Firefly, we will continue to use Firefly in
Time
Illustrator
is
here.
not
So
lost. We did great. We explored. It was all part of the
so
exploration
good.
phase,
Yeah.
discovery phase. Um,
Yes.
and
Okay. I am
when I go
trying to find.
snowboarding or skiing, the things that I like to do is obviously snowboard or ski. I also really appreciate a really good campfire or
Mhm.
fireplace. It looks like in the generation there is already a few fireplaces there. Looks like there's some hot tubs.
Yep.
Um, I always like good warm food. Um, I feel
Perfect.
like anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's interesting to kind of think about maybe like it really just seems like only if there are a few rooms here. So maybe like in the future I'd kind of go in and maybe like add a lot more like lodges kind of in the back. Like there's so much room still like where those trees are, maybe adding like a smaller section. And even like as the river was generating earlier, I was like, oh, maybe there'd be a smaller resort where like other people would stay that maybe
Like a
can't afford
chalet of
this
some,
like luxury high price point.
right?
But yeah, I'm going to generate some vectors here. So let's go to Object, Generative, and Generate Vectors. I don't have a rectangle selected yet, but I think it'll just generate me something that I need. Normally, I like to generate at a maximum to just kind
Yeah.
of give me exactly what I need. But honestly, let's just go for like a snowboarding. Um, and what can it give me? I really just want the snowboarding character as a whole. We'll just use that for an icon. And then let's see. I don't know if it'll pick up what I'm trying to hear because I think shredding is more of a slang. So we're just gonna see what it'll. Maybe it'll actually just give me like a
Get some
snowboarder with a cheesecake.
powder.
I know. Oh, maybe that would have been better. Maybe we would have picked
No,
that up.
powder is. I mean, it's just the same amount
Yeah,
of
same
slang
amount
that you
slang.
have.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
oh, see, that works. I figured out what you're
wow.
doing.
Yeah. Let's see.
Um,
Well, that's
it's giving you three different variants too, so you have a selection of being able to pick which one you want to work with.
yeah.
Um,
Dude, this is really good.
and
Wow.
so some of the things that you've worked on in your career with storytelling is you've worked on some branding, you've worked on like concept art, you've worked on
Yeah.
illustrations. Do you feel like your process has changed over the last few years now that you have Firefly boards? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, I think it's enabling me to like honestly come up with these like these what if scenarios on the fly, right? Because I think like something that we really focus on a lot is like refraction, or at least that's what I
Mhm.
think about, where it's like okay, we take one base thing and we're going to refract it once. And I think that is generally kind of where a lot of people sit.
Mhm.
But Firefly lets you like keep challenging yourself. So it's like, okay, I can do another refraction after that. What if it had elements inspired by, I don't know, let's say like I was kind of going off like arts and crafts movement, like bungalow style, which we get a lot of here in LA and Pasadena. So like incorporating that into like a ski lodge, which has been done before, which is why I was incorporating Art Nouveau elements in kind of like it's not on here anymore, my original piece.
Yeah.
So I
It's
think
also
it's
cool with this one, with being able to use all three different elements. It's cool that they're all like at the same angle, so it almost looks like they're going down together, which is kind of like
yeah,
a
yeah,
fun
it's really
happy
cool.
mistake.
Yeah, so
Um,
I think like having the most detail, the most color one at the front, having the minimal color at the back, or dummy the color down, and then it's full flat version, or at least flatter version kind of on the back here. So this is solid. This is really cool. I'm really originally planning just to use one, but I think we will actually kind of do what we're kind of describing here. So I'm just going to use the align tools here. This is kind of like my custom workspace here, just with all the windows that you can like slide in and out of Illustrator. So I'm just going to distribute these and see what it'll give me. And
we
then,
have our
doing
align
some like
box, we
editing.
have our Pathfinder box, your appearance is
Yep.
kind of on the bottom, and then you have then kind of then moved out the properties panel out to the side to just be floating, which then is going to be contextual based off of what you're clicking on. It'll give you more different
Yep.
options. One thing that I would like to just double click on real quick is
Mm.
the idea that you said about the process to give
Hmm.
people kind of a background look of like your process and what you're working on. You said something
Hmm.
about refraction.
Yeah.
Now, for someone who isn't necessarily familiar with that, what do you mean by that? Is that like you would work with kind of a you would bring something and then the team would then all go back and add variants, or
I
is
think
it more
for
of like a
me, at
thing?
least like kind of within my own process, when I say refraction, I always think about like how art and kind of what we're producing is a refraction of life. It doesn't necessarily need to be one-on-one. And refraction meaning, at least how I visualize it, it's almost like we're shooting light into a prism and it's shooting all those different like beams of light, essentially the rainbow prism, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and almost like, oh, okay, that's one refraction. So it's splitting it up into like different colors. So what if we took, this is not scientific, I'm not a scientist, but taking that, like, let's say, like we choose one variant out of the 12 that we produce. So like, okay, I'm going to choose pathway yellow, and then throwing that through another prism and seeing what it can output. And then it's almost just like bouncing off of different reflections and lights before we kind of land on where that really ends up. And just it's really just like a shake and a toss up, but it is what makes creativity for me so much fun. And yes, like you can do it through Firefly, but I also love kind of just challenging myself and improving my own like capabilities, just either like drawing and sketching and whatnot. So that part is so much fun. It even helps me bring that back into Firefly. So I'm like, okay, there's something that I taught myself here that I now can reincorporate with the AI and kind of have that blend. And it's so much fun. And that's why I fall in love with storytelling every time and time again. And it's kind of the throughway that I always kind of come back to when
Yeah,
I'm making stuff. So
cool.
yeah, that's kind of what I mean by refraction.
Yeah, where it goes in and like kind of going in with a solid plan, then going out and adding lots of different approaches, and then kind of then tightening it up at the end towards
Yeah. Yeah, but
getting to kind
even
of your
keeping
final
in
product.
mind just like kind of even how we're even doing this on live right now and talking to everybody in our chat, this is the joy of it. We don't necessarily need a plan. We could come in with an idea, but to kind of let things evolve and shape themselves. I think that's also just what's so fun about using Firefly too, is that it is a toss up, but it's letting you kind of do that over and over again, and it's so much fun. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean. I'm gonna go in here and edit the colors because even though like I think the orange stands out so well, it's not really blending into what might be the color palette of our resort here, which is again, we want to tie this back into branding and we're making assets to then put into Adobe Express using our
Right.
libraries function. But again, the orange stands out maybe a little too much, and obviously practically when you're snowboarding, you'll want to wear orange, you'll want to wear something bright in case you're coming in at speeds. I don't know. I don't go snowboarding.
Well,
Um,
that's okay. Mike is saying that you need moguls, and I'm like, dude, you've never been on a snowboard with moguls before. Moguls are a nightmare.
Okay, what are
No
moguls for
moguls.
for those of us here that
Moguls
don't know?
for those of us that don't know, they are like the bumps of snow that skiers love because then you can kind of like hop between them. You also see them a lot like on the well, look at that color wheel. That's
I know
wild.
this is good. This is
Um,
intense. We'll fix this. We'll fix this.
that gives me a little bit of my fear of holes and dots. The what's it called? Uh, Treknophobia or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, don't
yeah,
don't don't say that, dude.
it's giving me a
It's
little bit of that.
uh, dude, you. Sorry,
But what
you
is
were you
cool
were saying
here
though.
is cool in this view, which you have, which under the recolor, which is what we can look to kind of refocus here
Yeah.
too, is the prominent colors at the bottom is also a really good place of a touch point for me because even if you have a bunch within this wheel, not only are you going in and you're then going to adjust the amount of colors that then you can recolor it for. Um, but even from an eagle eye, it just kind of gives you an idea of these prominent colors. I recently saw a post on Instagram yesterday, I believe, that was talking about animation and using like it's like the 60, 20, 20 rule or something like that, or like
Hmm.
60 something. And it's like all about how you, when you're creating something that where you want to lead the eye, if you have like 60% of your composition all one kind of color and then you like focus on where, then you can have a stronger focus on like the 10% that you end up using for a different color.
Hmm.
If I find it, I'll put it in the Discord.
No, yeah, that sounds super
But also
interesting.
yeah,
I'd love to kind of dive into that.
that's very
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I've kind of just slimmed down the colors here off of edit colors and color recolor. I'm just pick and choosing, and then I'm just going to go into advanced options and then kind of, whoa, it's combining so many of those colors there.
Hmm.
I'm just going to hit exact, so it's just going to give me what I need. And
Okay.
honestly, that's great. I think this is just what we'll run with. But we still have all these kind of vector paths that we can go off of. I have my lasso tool queued to queue or keybind to queue. I don't know if that's what it is on
Keep mind the
the
queue.
yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's what it is on the regular, but I'm just gonna select these portions here. Oh, let's see. I'm just gonna also use a direct select and unclick that portion so it just has the goggles. And then I'm just gonna click orange just so that we know that this guy's got a look. And then gonna add like a few shines because it's kind of incorporating that into the rectangle.
And
So
also
there we
speaking
go.
to the complexity of these vectors, if you guys remember when we were hopping into these generations to begin with, Matt took the slider and added the detail all the way up, which is why we're going to have so many specific shapes within
Yeah.
the actual piece. Um, Now, if you wanted to have something that was way more simple, you could always bring that back down. But this also gives you the flexibility to be able to go in and, like he's doing, kind of create bigger
Wow.
shapes by combining the detailed ones that he wants.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's so impressive that even in kind of our generate um it's already grouped exactly what I needed to do. Like the snow is completely different than kind of our subject of the snowboarder here. So it's really
right.
impressive that's able to do that. So I'm
We
I'm just
are
hitting
about very quick before you hop into that though. We are about halfway through. I just want to do a quick pull up of our schedule
yeah,
really
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
We are on our second show of the day for Thursday. We also had a bunch of really cool shows earlier in this week on the Adobe Live YouTube channel. So if you're new here, it's great to see you. We have plenty of stuff for you to catch up on, and we also have a bunch of stuff for you to look forward to in the future. Later today, we have Lightroom coming up right after this, which will be cool because they will be exploring the new AI culling features, which is when you don't have to worry as much about bringing and grouping together images with the long time of being able to manually do that. It has an AI system that will like show you all grouping togethers of things, so it helps you getting to the edit process faster. And then also followed up with Making Decisions, which is a weekly show with Jess Goldsmith. She's going to be working on some zodiac signs. That is very reliant on the chat with polls and contributions in the chat to then make the output reflect the chat of the time. So if you're there live, it's really helpful. And then we have Magdiel Lopez and his weekly show on the spot later today at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. And that is the portrait illustrator artist that actually has the splash page for Photoshop right now. So whenever you open up
So cool.
2026 Photoshop, you get to see Magdiel's work. And this is a live show where he's going to be working through his process. He also pulls up chat's work as well because they submit it to Discord. Then you can pull it up and you can get feedback from him. You can learn his tools, his tricks. He's a really great artist and he's a wonderful guy. So I definitely suggest checking that out live or even just checking out the replay because then you can get all of his tips and tricks. Tomorrow we have TikTok live streaming. So if you are on TikTok, you can make sure you follow Adobe Live. And then also back on YouTube, we have an education stream that's geared at different educators being able to use different Adobe tools to bring it to your classroom, or just the way that you're educating. Maybe you're somebody who's creating education materials, and it's very welcoming to all skill levels. So if that sounds like you, make sure you check that out. But I know we still have a lot to get through, and I'm sorry that I keep delaying Matt. So
No, you're
as I've
so
been doing
good.
this, he's
I
been
think
he's been rocking and
this
rolling.
this is great. This is so much fun. And yeah, I've kind of dived in a little bit while you were talking here, and I'll just talk through this process really quickly. I was just using generative recolor. And honestly, I love to the presets can be so good. So I just picked one of these. I actually picked Sandy Stone. It gave me four options. So then I just went with one of them. In fact, I actually like what I was seeing here. So maybe I'll just jump in here, do it again, and then maybe like call it where I see it. Maybe these are a
Ooh.
little too yellow here. Um,
But I was kind of liking the top left one there. That
yeah.
was kind of like a
Oh,
brown
we've
one.
already lost our recolor window.
Oh, it's fine though. It just all comes down to preference.
Yeah.
But that's what's also a cool
Yeah.
thing. It's like we were talking a little bit about happy accidents, or like getting to somewhere that you wouldn't expect. With recolor
Yep.
specifically, even in Adobe Express too, there's also a recolor feature. And it really has helped me in a way that had been like things that I would never try, and just kind of like slap me across the face and be like, well, what about this? And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that could be cool. And you might bring it into your own work, which is nice.
Yeah. So I actually just went in fireplace warmth in the Arctic, and honestly, this is pretty great. And I'm just gonna bump up these colors here. We're gonna adjust
Bump it up.
saturation just a little bit. I always tend to get these color wheels mixed up and what they're actually capable of doing. So let's just do this really quickly on the fly. And then I really want to bump up this orange here. So normally I'll just go into like advanced options, and then just like pick something that I think is like good. Let's see, and then I think
Oh,
like
Reverb Mike is also looking for a half pipe. He is looking for some catastrophic liability. I don't know if we have the lawyers at our ski lodge to
yeah,
deal with a half pipe.
I don't know, I don't know. So if you want to go do some crazy things on a snowboard, I did not tell you to do that. In fact, I told you that I think it's dangerous. So there you go. Actually, a good friend of mine came up with a really good name, so I'm just gonna say that here, and I'm just gonna put it here, Hearth Haven. If anyone has a different idea, please let us know. But right now, I'm just gonna go off of here. And initially, again, we're like running low on time a little bit, so I was gonna pick some Adobe fonts, but here I'm just gonna I love like P22, so especially for like those warm feeling things. And oh, that's really cool.
It's nice.
And just really quickly picking off of what P22 has. I always go back to them for like these things I do for like passion projects and whatnot, just
Emily
for fun. So
says
we're gonna
Matt does not endorse snowboard tricks.
no,
That's, if there's
no,
anything
do
you can take
not.
away
I
from
do
this,
not. I do not
Matt is
endorse
endorsing endangering yourself, doing dangerous things. He's saying go
not
out
even
and
close.
do
Not even
things with
close.
no
Not even
helmet.
close. Blasphemy, is it?
Good to
I'm going
see
to
you,
see if
Emily.
this has any kind of variations of this H here. So I'm opening my glyphs panel up here to see if it has like any cool H's that I can use. What's
Ooh,
this?
got some ligatures.
Let's see. Oh, that I think.
That's a
Yeah,
fafaven.
that's a
That's fafaven. The hearth fafaven.
yeah.
What about
Yeah. You
Tjokro
have any suggestions, Ryan?
Chalet? I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of things that I could do with your last name.
Oh
Or
man.
Matt's Mountain, Matthew's Mountain.
We'll go with this. I'm gonna hit
No, I know. I say
um
stick with what you got.
object expand. And I'm just gonna really quickly group these ones to separately. Just drop this. I think like hugging, maybe like right here. Ooh, this is nice. Oh, I
That is nice.
love that where it's coming to contact, but not entirely.
And that H is so
Yeah,
fun.
Hearth
I love it.
Haven, and
Also, the N
then
is goofy.
and it's goofy. The N is a little goofy.
Oh no, I'm into the goofy. I'm into the goofy.
You're into the goofy. What if I just ungoofy it a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Fine. Take out the joy. Take out the
No,
happiness.
no, no. I'll keep the font and kind of its construction as it is. And then let's see, ski resort, and
Emily
then
says the
I'll
one
really
time I'll say maybe don't listen to Ryan. Wow, that's your first time. That's bad judge of character. I don't know. I don't know
and
what to
then
tell you about that.
P22. Just gonna
Um,
grab.
And these are
something
fun, just being
from
able to cycle
V22
through.
as
You
well.
guys can also see as he's cycling through his typefaces here, off to the right, there is the little cloud with the check mark, which means that
Yep.
it is backed up in the cloud and accessible through Adobe Fonts, which is nice.
Let's see. Trying to, I'm
Ski
like,
resort located in.
yeah, yeah,
So
I
make sure
know.
you
And
get
then
there via.
let's do like let's look far future, like San Francisco, California.
Also, Nick Longo is here. Good to see a friend.
Hey Nick, what's going on,
Says,
dude?
"Go
We gotta hang
Matthew.
out.
This is looking cool." Um, also, another Nick has joined up at the same time. Says, "Ye old ski resort."
Ye old
Emily
ski resort,
saying, "Every
exactly.
other
That's
time,
what
you
we're
better be
pushing here.
quiet, coyote, and listening." Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Gotta be
so
quiet,
this is
coyote.
kind of what I'll run with here. And then, yeah, we're gonna want to grab this. Oh man, let's see. Maybe we can like generate some icons kind of in this moment here. So I'm just gonna let's do
I'm
object,
creating a box.
generative, and let's generate vectors. Okay, I want to do an icon maximum of a ski lodge. And then I'm gonna, let's see, can I style reference off of this one? Should be able to.
Whoa.
And
But
let's
that's it for
see.
the style reference. It's gonna actually kind of like end up trying to make it a little bit more photorealistic, right?
Yeah, I know. So we're
I guess
gonna
it's
we're gonna really
it's
see. But I think what I love about working in Illustrator specifically too is that like with the vector paths, even though it might take
yeah.
a long time to set up, in kind of ideation and when you're kind of communicating with your clients and whoever you're working with, the vector paths can be moved around kind of so quickly and you can do so many changes that in real time, which oh my gosh, that's so good.
So yeah, did you mean to when you ended up actually generating that you had selected rather than icon, you selected subject?
Yeah.
Okay,
I prefer subject because again, to that point, it gives me all these vector paths that I know I can still play with.
right.
And just cutting up those pieces, moving them around, it's really good. And even here, my gosh, this is fantastic. And even in terms of like image generation, and even thinking about image trace, this is far beyond. This is just really
And
good.
it's not wealthy enough for me. I liked the first one because I felt like I had to pay $100,000 a night. This one I feel like I
Right,
could actually
right,
afford,
right.
and so I don't know how I feel about that.
Let's see. I'm gonna choose limited colors here and then see what that'll give me. Man, it's kind of
Ooh,
combining
oh, it's
these
snowy
portions
real quick.
here. But let's see. Advanced options. Yikes.
This is
Let's
also
see.
fun because there are ways here that you're able to really adjust the amount of colors, and that can really influence kind of your output. If you were working on something like, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's analog, but if you're working on something like screen printing and you really need to break things up, it's really good at being able to pick the best that path forward
Yep.
to be able to still get your details across, but decrease the colors. Or you can get as creative as you want and have a bunch of colors. You can set it to auto, or you can set it to a really high number of colors, and that might get you a
Yeah.
little bit more of a photorealistic approach.
Let's see. I am going to let's see. Where is Oh, I see. I think it's like being a little strange here, but let's see. I'm just gonna select same full color.
And that's a cool trick there too. You don't even have to use that within generative
No.
creations
No,
too. If
yeah.
you're working on a project and you want to just quickly select all of one, don't hold down Shift and manually select each one with the cursor. Work smarter, not harder. Save yourself some time, and that's
Yep.
a really quick way to speed up your workflow.
All too true. Let's see, I have to add another harmony to here and let's preserve those exact tints as they are. And then I'm like being like so nitpicky when we're like low on
You're
time
doing
here. So
great, man.
like
You still got like 15 minutes left, so
we're
we
running
are in
on
a
the
good spot.
clock. Let's see, I'm gonna
And if you guys are
drag
just
this
joining us
brown
right
here.
now, we are joined by Matthew Tjokro, and he
Yes,
is
that's me.
creating a wintertime branding thing for our timeshare, according to Andrew Hockrottle, and also to Reverb
Too
Mike,
true.
all about creating a whimsical ski resort or snowboard resort, because it looks like over in the YouTube chat, we're still at 76% of snowboarders in the chat, which is out of 17
I
people.
see, I see.
So a
Okay.
lot of snowboarders apparently. Was not expecting that, and 0% skiers, which is also a big surprise. I know plenty of people that would be very upset with that. But then also some great suggestions for names as well from Reverb Mike in the chat. If you guys have comments, questions, any of the above, please let us know. Also, if you just want to say nice things to Matt, Everyone always loves that too. I love
Oh, that
hyping
would be
up
so sweet.
our
You,
guy
you
here.
you don't have to say nice things about Ryan for crying out loud. He's the one that's helped me on our little escapade here.
Actually, I've had the opposite. Emily has told me not to be listened to. So, um, you know.
Oh, Emily, why? No, he's great. Please. So I'm really quickly, let's see. I'm just gonna kind of group these colors together. We've simplified these down to three colors that are beautiful in and of
Ooh,
itself.
that was kind of
Um,
unexpected. Those are
yeah.
cool. We really switched up the colors there.
Oh yeah, I was taking colors from kind of our initial snowboarders here just to tie it together. Again, didn't get to spend too much time on the branding portion of this because we were having so much fun in Firefly. So I'm just gonna really quickly just
We still got time,
let
man. We
let
still got
happening what's
time.
happening. Let's see.
You're doing
Because
great.
we have what, 13 minutes left?
We have, yes, about 13 minutes left. On Behance, we have about like 7 minutes left. So if you're on
Okay.
Behance, make sure you
Okay.
hop over to YouTube so you don't get cut off. But if you're on YouTube, we're gonna go closer to the top of the hour, and then we'll go right into Lightroom right after that. So make sure you guys check it out. Stephen Overturf, great
Hey,
friend of the
Steven.
channel, some great content, both live streams and videos, says, "What if I told you I've never been to the snowy mountains before?" Um,
What?
you are from the South, so that's not that crazy. Um, but I think you might like it. I feel like I could see you really getting into it. I'd also love to see the sport because he does a lot of sports design. I would love
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
see his approach to any sort of sports apparel or even like branding a ski lodge because it would be a
Yeah.
little bit different.
I'm
But very
just to
cool.
really quickly finish this up. I will be just using our round tool just to like get rid of some of that detail, but still
Okay.
preserve it to some ways. And I kind
And how
of
did you get there?
I was so I actually have it keybind. So this is the smooth tool. So you can just do you can just right click and then you can do smooth right here. But I have mine keybind it to my one, which is something I use all the time. Which I don't. Am I allowed to say that I am doing the Adobe Live on Demand?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I'm doing kind of our next round in March, so you'll kind of see me dive into that a little bit more in case we don't have time here because we're just going
Yeah.
so fast. But yeah, I'm simplifying down our detail here. Again, it's great to have all this vector information to go off of kind of immediately, um, just to work with. So let's see, I'm just going to use my eraser tool here and just get rid of some of these points here, cut up these vector paths where I can, and I think we'll call it here. So
Also,
this
Carol
is
has
looking
joined us in the
at,
chat. Good to see you, Carol. Nice.
hello.
If you have any questions, let us know. We're kind of just in the last 10 minutes or so of our stream. Like I said, you're over on Behance. So if you don't want to get cut off, make sure you hop over to YouTube,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yes.
where we've got a poll going to see if you snowboard, if you ski, if you sled. And it looks like you are talking about a trip out west recently. So would love to hear what you like to do. Nick wants to know what keybinds are.
Oh
What is
man,
a
yeah.
keybind?
So if I th keybinds are essentially the shortcuts that you can have in Illustrator. There are ways that you can actually keybind and even like make your own that aren't available directly on the tab. If any of our moderators want to help out, I'm not quite sure where you can actually do it because I normally because of Mac you can just use help and then you can just change your keyboard shortcuts, which
It's
is
right under
also
edit
kind
and
of
then keyboard shortcuts. So it's
thank
really
you.
easy to get to.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Um,
So this is kind of what we've got here. So I'm just going to really quickly open up Window and Libraries. And I have mine saved under Snowbright because that was my working title for this. But my friend very, very graciously lent me his writing knowledge to kind of come up with that. So we're going to drag this in here to kind of save to our cloud libraries and save as Hearth Haven logo.
it's like when you're working on a movie and all of the street signs have the streets closed for like Tony's Big Day, and then it ends up being like Finding Nemo 3.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I
yeah,
don't
a
know why
code
they're
name.
filming
Yeah,
there, but
project name. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
also Perva for some reason is saying, imagine if it was a chicken coop, how many chickens might be living in there? And I can confidently say I never thought about that, and I'm so glad that you have brought that to our attention.
Oh yeah.
Um, how many chickens for every Adobe Live? So right now you're highlighting things that are all grouped out as different vectors or different things that you've created, and you're bringing them
Yep.
over to your Snowbright libraries, which makes them accessible through a lot of the other Adobe ecosystem, which is really
Yeah.
nice. Um, and when you update them in Illustrator or somewhere else, then they will update across all your other projects as long as they're properly linked, which is nice.
Yep. Exactly that. Thank you, Ryan, for highlighting all those. So I'm just renaming these so whoever we kind of even share with this library to will not get lost. So we
Stop being a
have
good
our,
coworker.
yeah, you know, you kind of have to be, especially when you're kind of shipping this off to whoever needs to get this seen. So yeah, let's see. I'm
Yep.
gonna head to back to Google Chrome, and we're gonna open up Snowbright. So yeah, this is kind of just a really quick template I have. So I'm just gonna go to your stuff, and this is my library here. Oh, it's already updated. Look at
It's already
that.
there.
And something that's just so wildly cool. I can drop that in there, and it's still
It's
vector because it's saving as an Illustrator file, which is so good,
infinitely
so fun.
scalable.
Yeah, and I'm just realizing now I did not spell California right, which is
It's
fine.
the fantasy place, right?
The fancy place, right? Or it's whatever reason
Or
it's
it's just
cropped
cropped off for
out.
some reason.
It's cropped off. Okay,
But I also like
maybe just because it's
California
a
better.
text. California, yeah, yeah, yeah. So no one, the city of San Francisco cannot sue us because it's actually in California, so it's a little different.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So here we're just
I
putting
love
these
the idea
all.
of San Francisco suing us over pretending there's this gigantic ski lodge in the
Yeah,
middle of San
complete.
Francisco.
Yeah, completely different. But I should have put the Townsend address just fully directly on there. Uh,
Come to the Adobe studios and stream from our studio, and make sure you snowboard on the way down there.
exactly
Uh,
that. And let's
Nate is
see.
saying that this is very cool, by the way. So you have his
Thank you, Nate.
blessing.
Thank you, Nate. That's very sweet of you.
Um,
And I was thinking initially that like, oh, like we can put like a little like photo there. So let's see. Let's do, how do I add, let's see,
so add
elements.
some
Let's see what
content, some
elements we have here.
elements.
Let's see. Um, Polaroid frame.
Let's see where that gets us. Oh, and right there under design assets, already available for you. And it's nice when they're in Adobe Express. It's not like it's
Yep.
stock images that you then have to go out and like license and buy. It's just already right in there with you, so that you can use that.
Yep.
Um,
Let's see. I'm
Also,
like,
Nate gave me a compliment to your request. And so you know what? I'm just gonna say he said it because you told him to compliment me. But thank you, Nate, and I appreciate you.
oh,
This
sweet.
is my last hosting gig for the day, but we do have a bunch of really cool stuff coming up right after this, right in our schedule. So right after this, Emily, who was just in the chat not too long ago, is actually going to be hosting right after this, and it's going to be with Hidara, who is also a wonderful moderator and also a fantastic photographer and editor. And they're going to be hopping into Lightroom. So make sure you stick around here on YouTube, because right after this, there is plenty of content coming up, and something, a little something for everybody, which is nice.
Yeah. And then let's see. Let's just do one more. Let's see. Um, oh, check that out. It's already giving me winter sports, maybe coming off of my my name title, or it's maybe what it's reading directly off of our Express board. Not sure if you can directly do that, but these are
But we like to
fun. Oh my,
imagine it no matter what. I can't speak to it either way, so we're just gonna say yes and
yes.
nod. Um, and we've
Ooh,
got some cool different vectors and things that we can reference and focus on, and iterate with as well.
yeah.
I am saying that it is surprising there are no chickens. So Perva is, I'm just as surprised as you. Thought that would be in the winter section. Uh, on Nate, or just Nate, is asking if you use like a Stream Deck or Creative Consoles for keyboard shortcuts, or if you're just using your keyboard.
I am just straight using my keyboard. I am running. Oh gosh, I'm really just gonna show it. Running
Ooh, there it
this
is.
Mac keyboard.
Yep.
So small, it doesn't even have a numpad. I wish it did. Um, but alas, it does not. Let's see. Add content. Let's see. Elements.
Wow, look, this is
Ryan,
really
you
coming
okay,
together.
let's
It's
see.
cool.
I'm just gonna add like a shape here really quickly. Oh, just because I
And
want
this is
to
all
block
incredible.
this
This
out
all
here.
has happened. If you guys are just joining now, these are not things that like were already pre-made. These are things that we are actually exploring in the last 56 minutes. Um,
Oh yeah.
Also, Nate is saying, "Ouch." I guess as far as your keyboard, I have a mechanical keyboard. It's clickety clackety. The one thing is, it's very hard to clean. They get real dirty, and it really grosses me out. Even if I flip it upside down, like take out the keys, like it's back illuminated, and it's really gross.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're
Um,
great friends, but you don't need to show me your keyboard. You'll be fine.
oh,
I'll
you
be fine.
don't. You
I'll be
also don't
fine.
need to touch my keyboard. I've heard that keyboards are more dirty than a toilet seat, like on a germ level, and I am a germ guy,
Oh,
so
yeah. No,
there's
I'm
that.
actually a huge germ guy too. So we just
Yeah.
became friends yet again.
I used to hate going to like the library and using like public computers in
Yeah.
like my like elementary school I remember and just being like this is disgusting. All these kids picked their nose and then they typed on this keyboard.
E- Yeah. But hey, I did not do that.
You
So,
did not.
and
All
then
right, so
we'll
we just
drop
lost
this.
Behance, which is fine, which is fine. This is still part of the replay, but it does let us know that we have about 3 minutes left before we're going to be switching over
All good,
to
because
Lightroom.
I think we're here. I think this
We
is
got to a
it.
really great place.
We
Um,
got to a great place.
very cool. Uh, and we got to Hearthhaven. Just as a quick recap, can we kind of hop back to Firefly Boards and just see where we
Yeah,
started
let's do
and
that.
then
So I
explore
do
the
want to
journey?
like touch up on and just kind of finish this out here. We did start in Firefly boards because at least for me in my creative process, I want to dive into the place exactly before jumping back into Illustrator. So I know all the elements that I need in order to kind of push it and make what I need to make.
Absolutely. You still there?
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm still here. Sorry, I thought you might jump in and maybe help finish this out with me. But
No, for
yeah,
sure.
so
Happy to help you out. I mean, yeah, we started here with a great generation of a cool ski resort. We used the brush tool to then be able to go and add specific spots and being able to go and add cars, which is really nice. We edited out a moat. We put in a river. We added more things. We extended the image to center it for better storytelling. And then we hopped on over to Illustrator. And in Illustrator, we did some generate vectors. We did some branding with type. We got some colors down. We simplified vectors. And we got to here. We invented California and brought it over into our libraries, only to be brought back into Express to then build out a cool kind of like promotional story poster. And it is incredible how fast you work and how quickly we got through all this. So, um, thank you so much. Where can we find you online, Matt?
yeah, so you guys can find me at my new portfolio site, matthewchokro.com, and Instagram and LinkedIn at Matthew Chokro. So MatthewTjokro. That's my name. Thank you
And
for
mind you,
pulling it
I'm not
up.
logged in. I
Yeah,
do
so you
follow
can
you.
see a
I
lot of my
promise you.
artwork and my kind of own explorations there. Love, 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 love like vector artwork. So if you're ever looking for more tips and tricks and even trying to see what you can push with it, definitely give me a follow and check me out.
Yeah, well, it is aggressive how much they guard Instagram to being able to click on things while you are not
Oh yeah.
logged in.
Yep.
But thank you again so much to Matt. We look forward to seeing you in the future on Adobe Live. Also, look forward to his video series coming up in just about a month, where we'll going into a lot more detail about a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as you guys, make sure you stick around. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in and said hello. I do see that my dope PR was worried about losing you, but I was glad to see the end. If you guys need to check any of the replay, you can go ahead and watch it right off of this link or off the page. But now we're going to hop on over to Lightroom. So thank you again so much to Matt, and have a good rest of your day.
See you guys.
Bye.